So we have another topic, 10.3 is all about fire alarm system and firefighting. Previously, we discussed fire prevention, mostly the fire prevention system and the rules and the kind of selection of material and the designing phase and all that. But now we are going to talk about fire alarm systems and firefighting, which is again a kind of legal requirement and even necessity of every business, especially the buildings. Fire detection and alarm system, there would be like a simple system. Like in Saudi Aramco, all their residential compounds, no more battery operated, you know, a kind of smoke detectors or heat detectors. The addressable system is recommended, and all the residential compounds of Saudi Aramco, they are upgrading, any residence they are taking, even on rental base, still they are making sure, the addressable fire alarm system is there. And that is kind of a requirement, especially related to Saudi Aramco. Now, simplest system is there, someone shout like fire, that is one way around. Simple with more noise, like handbell, whistle, or air horn, or manually operated fire alarm can also be used, like manual call points. Interlinked smoke alarm links normally occupied rooms to interlink smoke alarms. So each area easily we can find, especially the automatic fire detection and alarm. Automatic detectors, manual call points linked to the sounders, lights. The sophistication will depend on the complexity of the workplace. And sometimes, this automatic system, few of the incident I noted, a small fire, maybe you smoke, you are addicted, you are a chain smoker, so you couldn't avoid, and you just smoke, and a small smoke just hit to the detector, and all system is activated. Now it is hard for the company to find out because that automation fire system, especially the panel, is not functioning the way it should be. That means the maintenance or kind of regular maintenance is not there. And now, if the detection system is not working, finding that point is one of the difficult tasks. If the building is having more than 100 rooms and different zones you made, so make sure this automatic fire detection and alarm system is working all the time as per the standards, and make sure it is not deceiving in case of emergency, especially. That is why we use third-party companies also. They come frequently on a monthly basis or maybe on a quarterly basis. They check overall system and report if anything is missing or need to change. And this is how we try to maintain. And also we have internal safety inspectors to make sure, nothing will go wrong and everything is well maintained. Same like smoke detectors. It detects small smoke particles, very sensitive. Early warning they're gonna give. Two main types, ionizing and optical, and can give rise to false alarm also. That is another terrible phenomena. Heat detectors detect excess heat generated by a fire. Heat detector normally we use in heat sensitive areas. Take an example of even kitchen in our home, even in residential compounds, wherever we have kitchen, better to put heat detectors. Two main types, a rate of rise or fixed temperature, or may not detect fire that are giving smoke, but not much heat. No, portable firefighting equipment, fire extinguisher, blanket, hose, sprinkler system. We already discussed, mashallah. So A, B, C, D, F, according to the class of fire, which fire extinguisher or extinguishing media would be helpful? Like for fire type A or class A, we can use water and foam and powder. For type B, we can use only foam, carbon dioxide as well as powder. For C and D, only powder will work. And F, we can use wet chemical. And for electrical, we can use carbon dioxide or powder. But make sure, this carbon dioxide or even the powder, sometimes it's not recommended in confined spaces because it would displace or remove the oxygen, which is surely required for a certain period of time to work in confined space. Now, siting maintenance and training, make sure the fire exit routes close to the door, close to the specified hazard, fixed to the wall or on stand trolley, clearly visible sign and unobstructed access is there. Inspection must be regular, maintenance at least once in a year by certified engineer, inspection, testing, and dismantling. But much better is at least call them quarterly. Like when I was working as a QHSC manager in a Polayan group of companies, in all their units, what we were doing, the third party company have to come at least quarterly. And they have to report, one of our engineer will be with them. They're not going to work alone. And their report have to be genuine, not the fake one that everything is okay. So this is how accordingly we get budget from the management and make sure it is well maintained, because the real necessity we understand the moment there is a need, there is an emergency, then we realize even how important is a small fire extinguisher, how important is a fire blanket. We only realize mostly when the fire incident is there. Before that we think these are ordinary thing and just displayed everywhere, and we truly need to convince our employees they are not ordinary items. We all have to maintain them and give care and learn and make sure we are capable enough to use and utilize that system in case of emergency. But still I would recommend prevention is better than cure. Rather than waiting for the fire incidents, much better to work on prevention system, not to let this triangle to be meeting together and having a chemical reaction to break out a fire, God forbid. Now, sighting, maintenance and training, theory training, type of extinguisher, hands-on experience. Like extinguisher, we all know the password we need to remember, like pull the pin, okay, and aim at the fire, and also squeeze, like, and also sweep. So 4 steps of fire extinguisher use, but wind direction and the distance where you have to stand, your safety must be your first priority. And make sure you are also keeping records in line with the local regulations. And access for fire and rescue services, the requirements for vehicle access differ depending on the presence of fire mains, size of the building and type of fire appliance to be used. In small buildings without a fire main, access for a pump plunge should be provided 15% of the perimeter, and also for large and high-rise buildings, the entire perimeter will need to be accessible. Sites should have an emergency plan, including liaison with fire service. Familiarization, visits may be carried out as well. So that was the end of 10.3. The last we have the fire evacuation.